What's up, guys? Welcome to your Bitcoin update. Let's take a look at the charts, see what's going on. Have we finished wave B? Do we have higher to go? And we'll take a look at the smaller time frames and see if our targets are likely to hit or not. So anyways, if this is the end of the B wave, we've talked about it plenty of times. If it was to do a one-to-one extension from that being the end of B wave and starting C, could be as low as 65,000, 6,500, 6,600. If not, if we go back up to the 47.1 area, which would be the 0.5 fib, we'd be looking at around that 11,100. If we go up to the 0.618, that would be right around 1541. So let's see what's happening here. We'll get into the smaller time frames. If you guys have been following along, you probably would be in a very good trade right now. But I notice a lot of people are getting in and out of trades all the time, being on small time frames. Like I said, guys, I stick with the 4 hour and up for a reason. As you guys know, I had shorted this top almost perfectly at the 42.6. We had that target right here in this chart. I had it at 42.646, and I told you guys how I was going to short that. If we got up here, I was placing my short at 42.6 with my stops above this trend line, which is what I did. I told you I would take some profits here, which I did. I moved my stops up. My stops right now are at 39.5. I'm still looking for this 35.8, although I did place my stops, or I'm sorry, my take profit at 36.6 for now. I may move it depending on how it moves from here, but I'm still looking for us to come down, at least retest this 200 EMA around 36.6. We do have a count that if we do go below this 36.7, Bitcoin could be in more trouble first. But we're going to take this target. We're going to move this up here now because we've already hit that. So what I would be looking for, there's a possibility we come up and retest this falling wedge. If we do get up to this area, 41.8, I will put in another short with my stops just above the trend line around 42,000. If I get stopped out, no big deal. What I'll do is wait for it to come down, retest, and if we do not break back through, I'll put a long in there up to around 45,000, and I'll show you why. But first, I do think we're heading back down to these levels. And as I always say, it doesn't matter where we go. It's the path we take to get there, which will give you a clue on the next move. Pay attention, guys. I can't stress that enough. If you guys haven't yet, take a second out, subscribe to the channel if you want daily updates on Bitcoin. Also, if you would, go down under the video right here and smash that like button or dislike, whichever, it doesn't matter. It helps the YouTube algorithm either way you do it. And I do appreciate that. If you are in mobile, exit the chat for a second. Hit that thumbs up and you can get right back in the chat. You're not going to miss anything. And if you're watching this video after the live stream, then take a second out, leave a comment, and let's see what's going on. So we do have this breakout target from this right here. If we look at this triangle, just a halfway through mark, that would get us up to around that 45.1. Also, if we look at it in the bigger triangle here, we could have a target all the way up to 50,000. As you guys know, I'm not expecting that so much. We were looking at this. This is my major count from way back in May 21st. We drew this in. We did hit our first targets. I still believe this could have been the fifth wave right here because we did make a lower low. But this here, I would believe, is just a B wave. We talked about yesterday, if you watched yesterday's video, getting the 3 black crows, which are these 3 red candles here, which we did get, which is a continuation of the trend. You can see what happened over here. I still believe that's possible, but what we need to watch is this 37.3, 37.2 range, which is the 0.236 fib. If we break back below this, then we're most likely coming back down to test that 34,000 range. If we do break above this 42.8 range, like we just talked about, if we break above that, which is the 0.382 fib, our next fib level is around 46.9. But like I said, we do have a bullish count that is a possibility. We'll take a look at it in a second. First, see what's going on here. We're really not making a divergence, but if we do get down to this area in the 4 hour, we will make hidden bullish divergence, so we could get another bounce up. But like I said, I'd be watching this trend line. I will be shorting the next time we test, if we test this trend line. And the price depends on if, when, and where it touches. We've talked about it a million times. Another thing I want to point out, this is the 4 hour chart, but I was telling you guys I thought this was a fifth wave ending diagonal, which we did break down from. It does seem to be that is what's happening. And if we go over to this hourly chart over here, let's go right here. I had this in here somewhere. Where did I draw it in at? I'm sure I had it maybe here. We go into the daily. Nope. Excuse me for a second. I'm going to try to figure out where this is at. And I will get into the chat here after I go over this. Oh, right here. So if we look at this, this here looks like just another version of this ending fifth wave diagonal we had over here. We got a came back up to retest that trend line and got a huge drop. We may see the same thing here and get down to our 25 to 27,000 level. And if you guys remember, that is the golden pocket zone right here, the 0.618 and 0.65 fib right in this area. Very good possibility that's where we end up going. We've been talking about this for a extremely long time. And if we look at the bigger picture, this is taking the Fibonacci retracement from our drop in 2020 to the top right here. And that gets us at 25.2 to 27.2 range, which is the golden pocket zone. If we do get there, I would expect at least a bounce. If we start dropping below this, guys, this could get pretty ugly pretty fast. And if you guys follow the channel, you know I like to follow the DXY. I like to follow the traditional markets because, as I've mentioned a million times, Bitcoin's whole existence, the traditional markets have been in a bull market, and Bitcoin still managed to retrace 85 to 90% many times. If the traditional markets go into a bear market, a multi-year bear market, like I do believe is coming, that is not good for Bitcoin. Anyone that tells you that Bitcoin will be able to hold up in a traditional bear market is full of it. Bitcoin will not be able to hold up. There's proof over and over if you back test it. You can see what happened in March 2020. The markets dropped pretty fast. Bitcoin did not hold up to that, and it will not ever hold up to that yet. Possibly in the future, if Bitcoin really succeeds at being real money, maybe. But until then, people say, you know, people that just watch Bitcoin and don't pay attention to traditional markets are not getting the full story. Bitcoin is absolutely 100% still attached to traditional markets, and it is a risk on assets. So when the market crashes, people dump their risk on assets because they want to get into cash. That's why the DXY, which is the dollar index, rises, because people get out of their assets, they get into cash, which makes the value of the dollar higher, where everything else costs less dollars to buy. So when the dollar tops, then they get back into assets. They do this over and over and over again, taking people's money. They tell people to get into gold, get into silver, hedge the dollar. When the market crashes, everything falls except the dollar. You can back test it all you want. It's got proven over and over and over again, but the news will tell you different. Just like the crypto news articles, never, never, never trust them. They are telling you where to put your money so they can take it. Period. Point blank. That's my opinion. Make up your own. Anyways, let's get into the smaller time frames now. Like I said, I'm still looking for, even if we get back up to this 41.8 range, I still look for a rejection. If at any time we do cross this trend line and get a bounce here, then we will be looking for this bullish count, which could get us to this 45.82. Now this is the 4 hour. Like I said, guys, I like to, when I'm trading, I'll look at smaller time frames to kind of figure entries and exits, but my main time frame is the 4 hour when I'm trading. I do trade the 4 hour charts. So we were looking for this possible wave 3 up to 42. We did get a little above that, so I can raise that now. I'm going to get this off of here. And right here, like I said, where are we at here? So this 5th wave will be canceled. Let me put a red line in there. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so we're going to this top, up with a green line in there, I guess. So anyways, the top of this wave 1, if at any time this wave 4 goes below, if it goes below this 36.7 range, then that invalidates this count, and we're most likely not going to see the 45,000. Keep a close eye on this. I also drew these fibs from this swing low to this swing high. And right here, we almost hit the 0.382 fib, which is at about 37.5. We did get a bounce there. Will it continue to bounce? Possibly. But like I said, if we drop below this 36.7 range at any point, that invalidates this count. And we're most likely after that not going to see the 45. But until then, it's still a possibility. We did get a little bounce off of this fib. Missed a good entry trying to wait for it to come down lower, somebody said. Patience, guys. If you miss a trade, wait for the next. And I've said it over and over. People are like, why aren't you longing? Why don't you long? Because we are in a downtrend, which I consider to be a bear market. And I will just continue to short the pumps like I have been, making good money. If you are longing this market, there's not been any real good long opportunities. This one was all right. Yeah, I didn't long it because I don't long in a bear market. And I do believe we are in a bear market. I could be proven wrong. I've showed you guys this green trend line. Anything under this, and I still believe that we are in the bear market. So keep a close eye on this green trend line here. Draw it off these 2 wicks if you are charting. If you want to draw your own charts, scroll down below in my affiliate links. You'll see TradingView down there. It's free. You can use my link, get yourself set up on TradingView. And if you want to get the paid version, then you can do so. But I suggest starting out with the free version. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT. By far my favorite exchange. You can have multiple charts up. You can trade Forex, crypto, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything all from one exchange. And they do not trade against you like the scammy exchanges. You can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus. So if you put 1 Bitcoin in, you get a half a Bitcoin bonus that you can use towards your margin. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off your fees. And if you want to know how to use Prime XBT and how to use their margin, if you go to my YouTube and hit the home page, right down here, you'll see a Prime XBT tutorial. It'll teach you about their margin. It'll teach you about copy trading if you're interested in copy trading. It teaches you where to put in my promo codes. And if you guys have been using my promo codes, they expire at 30 days after you put them in. Since on Prime XBT, all you need is an email to set up your account. You don't need the phone number, none of that. There's no KYC. You can reset up another account with your a new email, different email, and transfer your money over, and you get all of my stuff again once you put my promo codes in. Just for you guys that are trading. So anyways, looking at this, we did get a peak above this. Remember, guys, I've been talking about this. I was the first one to call this back on, I think it was March 26th, maybe March 24th. We called this distribution phase. I think we're just in another distribution phase. A lot of people want to think that this is accumulation. I still believe it's distribution. Right now, if you look at this, we are just ranging in between the 0.382 fib and the 0.5 fib, which is 41.5 and 34.2. Still in this little range here. Another break of this 34.3 area. It's probably going to get pretty ugly. We'll probably see most definitely see that 25.2 to 27.2 at least at that point. If you guys want to help support the channel, check out my wife's webpage, anchorimage.com. That link is also below, along with a Prime XBT link. I also have a BYBIT link down there that you get a $1,600 bonus using if you're interested in trading. But definitely check out her page. You guys, most of you guys know, a lot of people have ordered it as this divergence cheat sheet. It is on a mouse pad, so it's next to you at your desk at all times. Divergence is one of the hardest things to learn in trading. So it does help to have it with you there. But anyways, she also has a crypto section down here. But if you guys want anything, pictures or anything on any of this stuff, sayings, whatever you want, she can do it. Just hit her up in the contact. Tell her what you're looking for. She'll help you out. She's good at getting back with people. So this is another thing we've talked about many, many times in the past. People hate it. And I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but we could be in a 10 to 12 year cycle instead of the 4-year cycle that everybody wants to believe that we're in. Could the 4-year cycles continue? Definitely. But if we are in a traditional bear market coming, we could see some very, very low Bitcoin prices. Now, this is another chart I want to go over real quick. Then we'll look at the DXY, the Dow Jones, things like that. And then I'll get into the chat. And we will see what's going on. You guys can let me know your thoughts. So this is on the daily. We've been talking about this every time we cross this 200 EMA here on the daily, we enter a bear market. Back here we did the same. Here we did the same. I'm going to show you some more stuff too. Like I said, when we topped out here, the NVT was in total red, as you can see here for the top. The next time the NVT got in the red, that was our fake out, and then we continued our bear market. Same thing happened over here. 2017, the NVT was in the red. Next time we hit the red was in this area here. Continued the bear market. Right now, we have topped. There was the red on the NVT, and we're red again. Continuing the bear market, I do believe. But again, we could go up. We could see that 45,000, whatever. It still wouldn't mean a whole lot. We'll zoom in here. As you can see, when we cross this 200, we always come up and have a fake out first. This one, we had a few fake outs back above the 200. Over here, we had one big fake out above the 200 and then just crashed on down. Even back here in 2019, we had that rally here, came back down, broke the 200. And if you look at what's going on now, let me get that NVT off there. This is almost an identical fractal here, guys. This area right here, you take a close look at it. When we broke the 200, came up, had a fake out above it. We go over to 2019. We came down below that 200 for a while, just like we are now. Broke above it, had a fake out, came back down. That's what I'm looking for here. I do believe that is most likely what's going to happen. Be careful, guys. I know a lot of people are extremely, extremely bullish. But also another thing I want to point out, if you look at these arcs that I have drawn in here, they're off all the tops and the bottoms. This one would line up the bottom with the beginning of next year around 9,500. We have looked at this a lot of times, and if you look at this high volume node here at 9,500, that was long term. We had a little support back in 2019, broke it, and it was resistance for over a year. And then we broke above, came back down, tested it once for support. Nothing to say we can't come back down there and test it. So be cautious, be careful. Don't get too greedy, guys. All right, what do we got here? So we are back below this 0.382 fib. Let me put it on the 3-day again. And I've mentioned this in all my videos for a very long time, guys. I put these fibs on from the swing low to the swing high. These are fib channels. We have topped out on this channel, which we also had the pi cycle top, which no one talks about anymore, but it helped call the top right there, just like it has every other time. And I know a lot of people think we're like 2013, but in 2013, the stock markets weren't ready to crash, guys. So let's look at the daily. That's, like I said, another thing I like to point out is this parabolic arc right here. Once we broke that, we were in a bear market. Parabolic arc right here. Once we broke it, we were in a bear market. Parabolic arc right here. Once we broke it, we were in a bear market. And right now we are back below the very, very, very important 382 fib here. So if we went back up within the next few days, that's around 39.8. So keep an eye on that area too. If we get back above this, like I said, if we spend any time above this and get support, get a bounce, break this high, then we're probably going to continue up for a while. But as of right now, we are back under major resistance. We come back down to test this. Look where that ends up, around the 24.7 to 25,000 range, which is also around that golden pocket zone. And that is off of these 2 wicks here, which also lines up with our 0.5 fib. So a lot of stuff pointing down. If you look at the RSI here, looks like we can come back down and test this trend line that we've been bouncing around in forever. Let's take a look at the dollar index overlaid on the Bitcoin charts. So the green line here is the dollar index. Every time the dollar index bottoms on this bottom trend line, Bitcoin tops. Dollar bottom, Bitcoin tops. Dollar bottom, Bitcoin top. Every time we top out on this top trend line, dollar tops out, Bitcoin bottoms. Dollar tops out, March 2020, Bitcoin bottoms. The dollar tops out up here next time, it'll be Bitcoin's bottom. In my opinion, if this keeps playing out the same way. So the dollar index, we do have some lower targets here, which if the dollar does get down to these lower targets, and I'll show you how I got them. This one is a rising channel. The breakdown from that comes at 91,175. And if we look at this blue line here, where we broke down from there, that gets us to around 91.5. We could definitely still be seeing those lows. So be cautious, be careful. Google user, do you think the Dow can go to 38 to 40K before a rollover? It's possible. I'm going to get to the Dow and talk about that in a second. Thanks for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. So if we do get a pump here, the dollar could go up as high as this 92.5 range in the next few days, this week. If it does and it breaks back above this, then I think the dollar continues up. It does look like if you go down here to the RSI, this is the 4-hour, does look like the dollar is making a nice inverse head and shoulders here on the RSI, which would create another spike up here, which would get us to that 92.5 range. And then that possibly, this could be a B, C. Dollar comes back down to here. Bitcoin gets a nice little pump. Dollar bottoms out. Bitcoin tops out. And it's on with the bear market if that happens. Let's look at the Dow. So we had this bearish divergence here, which seems to be playing out today. We did get a nice dump today, starting to pop back up. We are in the 4-hour. Let's go to the daily. As you guys know, I've pointed this out, that the traditional markets are in trouble, guys. Let's go to the weekly. So on the weekly here, as you guys know, let's look at last time we had divergence like this was right here. And what happened? We had our March 2020, or actually that was 2008. You can see this from 04 to 08. We had major bearish divergence there, and we had a huge dump in 2008. We're doing the same thing right now. 2018 till now. It's not to say we can't get a little bit more pump up, but we got some major divergence there, guys. Things are not looking good for traditional markets. Gold, as we've talked about over and over, we could see as high as 1872, and that being an ABC down. But my lower targets for gold still remain around 1677 and 1602. If that breaks, it could get really ugly. Let's take a look at this as an ABC correction for gold and see where that would get us. Because I do believe that was gold's high for the year right here. So let's put a ABC correction on there. And what could gold be looking for? Remember, when the traditional markets crash, so does gold. So yeah, that would get us all the way down to the 1500 range, which is very possible. Let's put that in there as a A and a B and C. So it does look like that's very possible for gold. Silver, as you guys know, I'm bearish on silver too. We cannot get back above this trend line. And my targets are between 21.8 and 20,000. If that 20,000 breaks, we could see a $12 silver. Litecoin's getting a nice little bounce again. Remember, guys, we've talked about this. If we break back above this range, we're actually going to raise that up a little. We could be looking at close to a $200 Litecoin, but I do think we're going to most likely come back down to this $100 range, $102 range. If that breaks, we're looking at the 90. If that breaks, we could be seeing a $50 Litecoin. That doesn't mean tomorrow. That means we could see that sometime in the beginning of next year, somewhere in there. Ethereum, we talked about Ethereum. The highest I see us going here is around 31.3, if that even happens. But that would match up with Bitcoin's chart to make a little higher high here, fake everyone out, and continue down. But my ultimate targets are between, I'm still looking for the 1,000 to 1,300 for Ethereum. Still think that's most likely going to happen. And by the beginning of next year, if Bitcoin does take its big dump, we could be looking for a $500 Ethereum. Ethereum did make a little hidden bullish divergence here, so we are getting this little bounce. Will it continue? We'll see. XRP still looking like garbage. And that's pretty much about it, guys. So let's get into the chat, see what you guys think. Remember, if at any time we break this 36.7 range, guys, it's not good news at all for Bitcoin. Then if we break that 36.7, we're probably not going to see that 45, in my opinion. All right, 616 viewers and only 300 likes, guys. Take a second out, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We have been more accurate than anyone else on this channel. Definitely make sure you subscribe, get some good info. I'm not gonna sell you hopes and dreams and FOMO, you know, in on stupid areas. We're looking for confirmation before we do anything at any time. As you guys know, I'm short from 42.6, still looking for this 35.8 range, but I do have to take profits at 36.6 again, because of this being, if that's wave one, we should not drop below that. If we do, then it's game on for more downside. Is it possible that they keep printing and buying out big companies to prevent a crash? Things like Japan keeps printing for years to prevent still deflation. I believe in the markets, not the news, not what you hear, not what you read. And the charts are in bad shape, period. Charts don't lie, guys. Charts can be misread. I could be misreading them, but charts don't lie. They'll always make sense. And if you're tuned in with them and you're, you know, on with it, you can make a whole lot of money. A whole lot of money. Like I said, you know, another thing, people said you sold early. I did. I sold real early at a huge profit. But I kept 2 Bitcoin and been trading them Bitcoin this whole time, which I made way more money than if I would have just held. I do believe trading is the way to go. And if you learn how to trade, you'll always be able to make money. The markets will always present opportunity. And it's a great way to live. Like I said, I quit a 6-figure income job, was the best thing I ever did last year. It took a long time. I lost a lot of money learning to trade. I'm not saying you're going to get in and get rich, guys. It takes time. You start out with small amounts till you're profitable. And then if you are profitable and you get more confident, you can go in with a little bit more money, but always start small. If you can't grow 10 bucks, you can't grow 10,000, period. Hey, Savvy, just curious, what's your time frame for the new all-time high, whether it's 4 years or more? Probably at least 3 years, I would say, if I'm correct here. But again, nobody knows. There's no guarantee in any market. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. But if I had to say, by the way I'm looking at it, probably a good 3 years. You have made me a bear. I look forward to dumps. Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at what's going on, if you were a bull longing in this market, you got wrecked the whole time since our top back here. There's been nothing but great short opportunities on all these pumps. Great short opportunities. Amazing amounts of money being won. What's your opinion on the EMA buy signal on the daily. I told you guys we did not have a buy signal. If you watched yesterday's video, you would have known what to look for. I'll zoom in right here so you can see it. We talked about this yesterday. Let's switch over to the daily. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, guys, had to sneeze. But if you watched yesterday's video, we got our 3 black crows and we closed below the 8 EMA. Remember, to get a buy signal after the 21 cross, which was on this candle, the next candle has to close above all the EMAs. And we talked about it. I gave you specific price yesterday. We closed below it. That was not a buy signal. Like I said, this 3 black crows was more of a sell signal. We talked about it yesterday. If you watched yesterday's video, that's why you guys need to subscribe. You need to tick your notification bells so you get notified when I post videos, or you're missing out on good info. But I went over that yesterday. You can check yesterday's video. I 100% went over it, told you guys exactly what to look for, and now we see what's happening. So anyways, it's my first bear market, but I like it. Right on. Savvy, would you still be bearish when you say 5, 10, 15 years Bitcoin will be? I'll be bearish until I find a reason to be bullish. And right now, there's no reason to be bullish, guys. Like I said, keep an eye on traditional markets. Bitcoin does not move alone. Traditional markets 100% control all risk on assets. And it is a 100% risk on asset. Never get attached to assets, guys. Savvy in 3 years, BTC all-time high because of traditional markets crash and recovery. Yes, that's what I believe. Jamie Rivera, how did you learn to trade? Self-taught, man. Lots of research, lots of losses. Just lots of many hours staring at the charts and learning. And guys, you don't have to use the indicators I use. You can use whatever indicators, but less is better. Don't put 100 indicators on your screen. It's just gonna confuse you and screw you all the way. Learn one at a time. Get good at a couple and use them couple indicators. And then once you get a couple that you're comfortable with and you're profitable and you make a strategy that works, stick with that until it don't. How many months or years do you think the Dow Jones can continue upwards? I don't think it'll go past this year. And I think there's a good chance it could be topped. So be careful with the Dow. With the money printing, I wonder if the traditional markets will ever correct. Sure, they'll correct, because that's how they take your money. 401ks are made to prop the markets up. That's why you get penalties and stuff to pull them out. And the reason they keep you in your 401ks and don't want you to pull your money out, because they're going to take it when they're ready. That's why you see retirements disappear. Guys, there's so much to markets. And if you just put in some research, quit listening to the BS, and figure out what's going on, it's not that difficult. Have you read any books? I studied up Wyckoff and Elliott Wave pretty thoroughly. I started my first 2 years with Elliott Wave only, and I do suggest never to trade strictly off Elliott Wave. Have other confirmations, other ways. Look for breakouts work better than Elliott Wave alone. I always tell everybody it's a great tool to have in your toolbox, but it's not to be relied on totally. Wyckoff's a great method because Wyckoff explains why the market's doing what it's doing. Elliott Wave is just a theory that the market moves in 5 and 3 waves. But you can have 10 Elliott Wave traders in one room and get 9 different counts. So it's very easy to skew up an Elliott wave count. It's not good for prediction, but it is good for, you can find some good moves out of them, like this ending fifth wave diagonal. So you just got to take the time out, learn, guys. Since SLMM triangle on the RSI 1 hour and bear flag on 1 hour, possible next target 36.8, then move up. Possibly, like I said, guys, I like to stick in the 4 hour, but I'll go down to the 1 hour and take a look at it. Oh, let's get these off of here. That was a target from a long time ago, which we hit. I'm going to get these off there, though. Clean up the chart a little bit. This one hit too. So anyways, you said bear flag on the 1 hour. I mean, you could look at that as a bear flag, I suppose, but you could also look at this as a reversal triangle possibly forming. Maybe come up and retest that 90 or 39.5 area. That's why I have my stops up there at 39.6. So alpha something. So this whole move was a short squeeze, in my opinion. People getting this whole move was a bull trap, in my opinion. And it could still continue one more leg up. That's what we've talked about. So, but this move was pretty obvious here. Like I said, we called that almost exact. And guys, it's not about being right or wrong when you're trading. It's about making money, finding a strategy that works. You don't have to be right or wrong. If you use proper risk management, you can trade 100 trades, lose 70 of them, and still be in profit because you risk very little each time. Like this, I risked hardly anything. I got in at the 42.6, and like I said, I had my stops just above it at the 42. I think it was 42.85 is where I had my stops when I started. Then we got down. I moved my stops down. Like I said, I took a little profit here at our first target, and I moved my stops back above this right here, but now my stops are at 90 or 39.6, and if I get stopped out, I'm still in massive profit, and then I'll just wait for the next trade. You have to be patient, guys. Don't just trade to trade. You don't have to be in a trade all the time. Sometimes there's weeks to go by and I don't get in a trade because there's not a clear trade. How early do you move your stops and profit? Usually I'll look for, like right here, we had this support. So once we broke the support, I moved my stops down. It all depends on exactly what trade you're in, what you're doing, where you're at. All trades are different. They're not all the same. That's why you got to learn basic TA. And if you guys haven't checked them out already, if you go over here, I have some real basic, easy, my they're free tutorials. It says short. It's not just for shorting. They're just short, not long tutorials. There's one on EMAs. There's one on RSI. There's one on looking for patterns. And one more. I don't remember what the other, but they're totally free, guys. Check them out. Also, check out the Discord. It's totally free down below. A bunch of great people in there. There's people in there always talking, both bulls and bears. A lot of people in there. Throw up their charts. You can make up your own mind, but you'll learn different views. You'll see a lot of different views. You'll see a lot of different charts, and you will end up learning from watching that stuff. So definitely check it out. It's totally free. All the links down below give you something free or at least give you a discount on stuff. So go down, take a second out, scroll down, check out the links. All those links also help support the channel. I do get small commissions from most of the links. Except my wife's webpage. I show my wife's webpage because it's my wife and it's quality stuff that I stand behind 100%. So definitely check that out too. InkYourImage.com down below. Do you hold anything long term? Not right now. I do not. I am 95% in cash. Once it goes down to past 36.7 and getting ugly, you still think there will be a run up this year, or is it game over? It could be game over. Like I said, if that happens, there may not be another bounce after that. Like I showed you in this chart, that could have been the end of B wave. We'll see what happens. But if that's the end of B wave, then we have a much lower target than I originally thought. So just like I said, guys, be cautious. And when you FOMO in because you think it's going to the moon, or people short down here and long up here. That's not how you trade, man. If XRP wins lawsuit, won't it pump hard? I doubt it will win anything. All right, guys. I got to take my nephews out to... And guys, take a second out. Smash the likes. There's only like 400 likes. Come on, man. Anyways, I got to take my nephews out to the fair today. So I'm going to get out of here. And I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Smash that thumbs up. Tick your notification bell. That will notify you when I'm posting videos, because I don't post them at the same exact time every day. So anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Don't forget to give me a follow on @CryptoSavvy1. I post a lot of stuff on there. I play around a lot, whatever. I mess with the haters, the trolls. It's all fun and games, but I do post a lot of good info on there along with my YouTube videos. So make sure you subscribe. And I do appreciate you guys stopping in, hanging out with me in the morning, but I'm going to head out and yeah, don't forget to smash the likes. I'm out.